cut my ass with one of those sharp ass shits I'm taking. Cause what up, everybody? After show, but later, it's your boys D and L Kukui as always, and we have a lot planned for you today. Let's get this shit started, baseline. Come on.
To the riches, cause it's all about the paper. Now buckle up your seats and prepare for the journey. Let the music ease your soul, grab a spliff and start burning. Relax with us and take a trip to the heavens and come and spend a day in the 757.
Episode number 95, the after show, but later, it's your boys D and L Kukui.
Fuck, man, what about I gotta get to it. Poor Covino and the Yanks.
The Yanks, I didn't get to catch the full game because I've been like hella busy after work the last few days, and yeah, man, I didn't get to catch the whole thing, but I did catch was it Giancarlo that kept almost making those home runs?
I don't, you know what, bro? I didn't catch the Yankee game. I'll be honest with you.
Yeah, no, I think it was. I want to say Giancarlo.
I just saw they lost, and my heart went out to Covino because I know fucking, how diehard he is. But no, I didn't catch the game.
No, I actually, I was still at work when the game began, so I threw it on YouTube TV because I don't know if I mentioned last week, but fucking YouTube TV kind of fucked me because I signed up for, they have like a 3-day
I got him
trial or some shit. You have YouTube TV?
Oh, hell yeah.
Okay, well, see, I got to talk about that because I signed up for their little like trial type of shit, and it's like 3 days or some shit, right? And then this is like maybe a month and a half ago, and then a few days later, it charged me.
Right.
And then I was like, oh fuck, I was like $58. I was like, I didn't really want that. I mean, I'm used to like my $10 Netflix or whatever, And then so I saw that and I was like, oh fuck, whatever. I tried to cancel it. I couldn't find out how to cancel it because I don't know, I was having trouble. So I said, fuck it, I'll cancel it like tomorrow or something.
Right.
So then another month goes by, Doug, and I get another $58 charge, and I was all fuck. I was like, I literally have used it twice in the last like 2 months, and it was because there was like a documentary or something I wanted to watch, which I never ended up even watching. So I paid for like 2 months of it for fucking nothing, right?
Right.
Well, I was like, you know what? I was able to actually cancel it, and it was like, oh, you can still enjoy it up till like November, fucking whatever. So I was like, all right. I was like, cool. So I didn't plan on watching or using it, and then when the Yankees game came on, I was like, oh, you know what? I have YouTube TV. So I threw it on my computer while I was here at work, and I started watching it. And then I had to go, I think, pick up my daughter from like ballet or some shit. So I went from my computer I threw it to my phone, and I was like, oh, that's kind of convenient because I was still able to catch some of it, And then so I was kind of like, oh, this is pretty dope because I'm not big on like live TV, but whenever it comes to like live sporting events, that's my shit,
Yeah, I love it because think about it, like all the shit you're gonna watch on Hulu, it comes on Google TV. Yeah. Right. I mean, the only ones where you're not getting like the Peacock, it's on Google TV. You know what I'm saying? So like obviously Stars and like HBO and those packages are extra, but most of the shit on those little side apps, Fox, I like to have all my shit in one spot. And the cool thing about them too is they have unlimited recording. You can fucking record as many shits as you want. And what I'll do is when I'll see a movie coming out, I'll record it just to have the motherfucker. You know what I mean? So like it allows you to like compile like a video library from documentaries to whatever you want to record and save. So I like that aspect of it. And I do like, all these smartphones are at least 6 inches nowadays. So, you get to watch it wherever you go. You know what I'm saying? And then think about it. You can take it wherever you go. It sucks though. Sometimes when you go out of your area, they don't want to because they can tell where your location is. So they don't want to let you watch certain shows, but I rock with it. I like it. It's easy. I watch it on my computer. I watch it on my phone. I don't know. I watch it at home on all the TVs got it. I think it has like unlimited logins. So like all the TVs in the house are on it. And maybe I'm wrong. The Carls, at least recently, haven't had a problem pointing that out. So maybe they can, if I'm wrong with that, someone call me out on it. But no, I love Google TV, bro. Man. So I know Covino said that he pointed out that the Yankee game had 7 million viewers. Did you hear him say that?
Yeah.
Okay.
He goes, but baseball's dead.
Bro, the Friends reunion had 5.3.
Yeah.
I'm just saying. So I mean, I always usually agree with Covino, but there's 330 million Americans. I don't know what 7% of fucking 7 million out of fucking 330 is what the percentage, but I don't know, bro. Like even for me, I still didn't watch it. I'm glad that baseball's back. It feels good. Yankees, Red Sox playoff game. The Dodgers, Cardinals. Fuck, it feels good. But are you still watching the whole game yet, bro? Or are you gonna wait till we get closer to the World Series?
You know what? I'll be honest. If I wasn't in the process of moving, I would have watched these last couple of games, the Dodgers one and the Yankees Red Sox.
Yeah.
I would have watched them all the way through. Just because I'm excited. Like wild card games are always fun for me. So I probably would have. One of the things though, like with the Dodgers game, I was watching part of it at work, and then I went home. I had to pick up my kid from dance. I fucking went. I had to stop by my mom's and pick up some shit. Went to the pad. Doug, I checked on the fucking game, and it was still 1-0. And the Dodgers were down. Right. And I was like, what the fuck, dog? We're in the like 37th inning, and it's still fucking 1-0. And then finally the Dodgers came in. They tied it, so it was 1-1. I was actually on the shitter, and I go, you know what? Let me check out the game again. So I pulled up the game, and it was, I think, the top of the 8th, and it was 1-1 still. And I was like, holy fuck. I was like, this shit, like...
I had it on when it was that. But yeah, I had the TV on when it was 1-1, top of the 8th. I just wasn't glued to it. Before I know, I looked up, and they won.
No, but see, if I would have had the time and like the luxury of say, it would have been just like a chill fucking night or whatever. I probably would be just fucking chilling on my couch, just watching the whole thing, because games like that where they're wild cards and they're fighting for their lives. It's like it's exciting as fuck to me. So I would sit through it, but you know what? If this was like even if this was like a regular post game where they have a series, right? I probably wouldn't sit through the whole thing.
I think you're right, bro. You just made a great point. You know what? You guys are right. On the wild card, I probably should have tuned in, because you're right. It's win or go home. But I'm not ready for a 7-game series yet. I'm not watching game 3.
Yeah, see, a 7-game series, if it's a fucking do or die game 7 or something, I'm watching the whole thing again.
For sure. No, I agree. But I just, and my thing with baseball is, and I support everyone's passion for whatever they're passionate about. It just happens to be that baseball's not really passionate for me. That's not my deal. Because what's crazy is, fuck, dude, I could watch a Laker Blazer or a Warrior Blazer game. It's the fucking beginning of the year, the middle of the year, and I could watch the whole thing. It's always fun. Like, I could watch the fucking Grizzlies and the Bucks. I mean, I just like basketball because everyone has like an exciting player no matter what. So you just know it ain't going to be 1-1. Someone's getting shitted on. Someone's getting dunked on. Someone's getting the 3 busted in their fucking eye hole. And I don't know. It just seems like the back and forth, I think, even like football. I love football to death. But with basketball, there's so many opportunities for teams to score and put on a highlight that I don't ever feel like it's a dull moment, because you only can hold the ball for 24 seconds, bro. Like, and that's if you eat up the whole clock. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, you know what, Doug? You mentioned football. I fucked up yesterday for Thursday Night Football. I was trying to put money on Collins from the Seahawks to make the first touchdown, right?
Oh shit!
And I was just gonna throw like $5 at it, right?
Collins or Carson?
No, Collins. I'm pretty sure it's Collins.
So you put money on the backup to score the first touchdown?
Because, Doug, it was plus.
We're finding out right here live Doug, on the show, bro.
Because it was plus, like, okay, fuck, hold on. Because, Doug,
was that one of Dougie Fresh's picks, or Rich, or no?
No, Doug. This motherfucker, if I'm not mistaken, he was in the game doing a lot of the first plays. So I don't know, was fucking Chris Carson down or some shit?
Yeah, he was out. I think he was out.
Was he really?
I think so.
Okay, motherfucker. So that's what it was. See, okay, now you had me thinking I was putting money on some dude off the bench. I was like, what the fuck? No, okay. So that's what it was. The game started. He actually had a lot of like pretty decent fucking runs. And so I go, you know what? Fuck it. It was like plus like 900 or some shit, right?
Right.
So I was like, you know what? Let me fucking throw like $5 or $10 at it or whatever. I accidentally hit okay when I got to and I put $50 on it.
Oh shit!
And Doug, and they were like, "What was it?
What were you gonna make? 50 pays you 5,000 or what?"
It was 500.
500.
So no, Doug. So it was like, so after I did that, I was like, oh fuck, and then I just hear like 10 minutes later, DK Metcalf with the touchdown. I was like,
I had DK Metcalf. He got me 26 points, I think, yesterday.
Yeah, so I saw that shit and I was just like, fuck, man. So honestly, I haven't even opened up. I did put money on the Rams to win that one, but I was like, I didn't even, after that, dog, after I hit fucking go or fucking, complete bet, I didn't even fucking, I just got out of the app, dog. I didn't look at that shit the rest of the day. And I think part of it is because I was fucking tired.
Right.
I was like, oh, fuck, let me throw like $5-10 at this motherfucker,
Right.
And I was like, hey, if I could make fucking, I don't know, a couple $100 or whatever off of like a $5 bet, then cool. And then I hit okay, and it was like, oh, fucking, if this happens, you get like $500 out of it. And I was just like, well, let's hope this motherfucker does it, which he didn't. So there went $50 like that. I was like, fuck. That was like super fucking disappointing. But anyway, Doug, that was my fuck up of the fucking week.
Well, that fucking sucks, bro. I mean, what do you do? I mean, it just sucks when that kind of shit happens. What happened, bro? What was that fucking noise?
That was you, Doug.
I'm trying to play it off. I was trying to play the Fox football theme music, and they threw an ad in there. Those fucking cocksuckers.
I have a question, Doug, about fucking Covino.
What about him?
You've been listening longer than I have, so I have a question when it comes to his recent. Actually, he mentioned last Sunday during Fox Sports Radio that he was basically fucking having like a panic attack, an anxiety attack.
Yes.
In his own head, before,
right.
Like, as far as like, I'm not saying it wasn't real, but I'm saying in his head, as far as like he didn't share it with anybody, right?
But didn't he slam that energy drink, that keto?
Yeah,
fucking
it was
energy
like Bang
drink?
or some shit or whatever the fuck it was called.
Was it a Bang?
I don't know what it was. I to be honest, I made that up.
Oh.
But he threw back one of these energy drinks, and I just want to know, because it seems like, do you remember a few months ago, he had that crazy attack where Rich and Spot had to come, like he thought he was dying, and they called like an actual ambulance and shit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Has this all the time that you've been listening? Because to me, this sounds like this is something that's been occurring in the last like year and a half or so.
Right.
Was there ever like talks of anxiety like that before, like way back in the day?
I don't think I can recall a time where it was like full blown panic attack. Maybe he was uneasy around certain situations, or he just didn't want to go to certain situations. But no, not necessarily. Not that I can remember. Not that it didn't happen, but no, I don't remember that.
Yeah, I don't remember it either. So that's like, I know like there has been a lot of life happening in the last couple of years, not only for Covino but for everybody, and I just think like, damn, like anxiety is a motherfucker, and it's just
it is. I feel bad for him, dude.
Like, Doug, like I'm just thinking like that's just crazy. I just didn't know if it was something that has been like an underlying condition for the last 10 years or so that I really wasn't like privy to, or if it was something that that has only been happening in the last couple of years.
What's crazy is I had a buddy growing up when we always, all of my friends would smoke weed and shit, and he was getting panic attacks from it, but he didn't want to look weak to the crew. So he fucking fought that shit for like a year and a half or 2 years, dude. And he would still smoke with us. He'd never punk out. But on the inside, he was dying. And when he finally told everybody, bro, he didn't come out of his house for like a year, bro. He had agoraphobia. He wouldn't leave. Like he finally,
really?
Yeah, dude. He wouldn't even leave the house and shit. So that stuff is serious.
Was it the weed that would trigger the panic attacks, or what was it?
I think he was having them, but I think they also triggered it as well. I don't think that's what started his, but they definitely didn't help. It didn't help him, and then he started taking pills, and he didn't come out the house for like fucking a year and a half, and then he got to normal, and well, as normal as he could get after that, but and he started living regular life, but yeah, it fucked him up, dude. So that shit's serious, and I hope Covino's all right, man.
And Doug, I have a fucked up story, and And I'm gonna start off right 100% on my mom. This was not Luis, but it's a friend of mine that may be listening, right?
Shout out Luis.
Yeah, it wasn't Luis, but I do have a friend, Doug.
Wink, wink.
I have a friend. No. Well, I have a friend, Doug, that
his name's not Luis.
It really isn't. But I have a friend that every time he would smoke, he would fucking go into like these full on like paranoia fucking like I don't know, dog, if he had like some kind of like I don't want to say he'd go into like these psychotic fucking episodes, but he would definitely like
was he had like manic?
Okay, so check this shit out. So one day, right, it was me and one of the homies and this dude, not Luis, I swear to God, right? No, because listen, this is why I'm gonna tell you. Like, I swear it wasn't Luis, but
the more you say that, the more I don't believe you, bro.
Doug, Luis is gonna text
like
me
10 times.
Luis is gonna text me and be like, "Motherfucker, people are gonna think that was me. It really wasn't." And Luis knows who it is, so I'll give you that much. But
I'm sure he does, bro.
So check this shit out. So okay, well, there was one time we were
at band camp.
No, one time we were at my homie Schaefer's pad, and when this dude smoked, he started to kind of like not get like just normal high, right? He started like acting kind of weird. So we drove out and kind of like went to like this area where we could just like be chill or whatever.
You could leave him if you had to, or
and so we're chilling in the back of the truck. Like in the fucking like in the desert or whatever, right? Just fucking chilling, like, hey, let's fucking kick it.
And that's right. Dude, you live in the desert.
Yeah. So this dude stood up in the back of the bed of the truck, and he like had some Doug. If he is listening, he's gonna fucking kill me. So he fucking stood up and he was like,
"It's good that you disguised him as Luis then, but not Luis."
Yeah, no, Doug. But he was like
confused, bro. No one can accuse you of shit.
No, Doug, this dude stood up and he was like. He was like, "I will come again, my child," or some shit, right? Like fucking like straight up went into some like demonic type of like Jesus type of fucking like he had like this voice that, and we were like, "What the fuck?" And it was me and Luis and I want to say one other friend with him. And
were you guys chiefing?
We were. You know what? I think this might have been, if I'm not mistaken, the first time I ever did.
Yeah.
But it sobered me up real quick because I was like, oh shit, this dude's fucking losing his mind. I'm like, is this what happens to you when you fucking smoke, right? So
that's what happens to him. So
this dude fucking so he stands up, right, and he's like, "I will come again, my child," or some shit, right? And we were like, and we try to act like whatever, dog, and we were like, and then and we were like, fuck, like what the fuck is going on? Well, fast forward like a year later or some shit, right? He fucking we're at another homie's pad, and this dude, not Luis, smokes, and you know I wasn't smoking, and so it was the homie and this dude, not Luis, they smoked or whatever, and I was like, all right, cool, I fucking booked it, went home. Like 3 a.m, the homie hits me up and he's like, hey, he's like, D, I need you to fucking come by the pad. He was like, the homie over here is like losing his mind. And I was like, what? I was like, all right, I'll come by. I don't know what I could do, but
What do you do? Expect you to give him a foot massage or what?
Yeah, I don't know, Doug. So I came by, Doug. He's like, hey, go look in the bathroom. And I was like, what? So I go to the bathroom, dog. The vanity's all fucked up. I was like, what the fuck? Like, he had broke the vanity. He was like, the homie was chilling right there on the fucking couch or whatever. And I was like, hey, what was going on? So he said this dude, he got fucking butt naked and started running down the street, dog, right? And you
still know this dude?
Yeah. So, Doug, that's why I told you if he hears this, he's gonna fucking kill me.
Run down the street.
So, Doug, he took off running, right? He fucking got butt naked and ran down the street, right? Came in the house, right? And started fucking beating off on the couch. I might have to cut out.
He don't smoke no more, does he?
I might have to. No, dog. You know what? You know what though? The crazy thing is that he became like a semi-regular smoker after that, but was fine. So there was just like a few like crazy episodes he had or something.
Was that like the only time he ever smoked chronic or something, or what happened? Like,
no, Doug. The first time when he was like, "I will come again, my child," was like fucking just some Reggies and shit.
Yeah.
So
Reggie Bush.
Yeah, it was some Bush he was smoking.
Damn.
So when this shit, yeah. So I don't know. I don't know if there was some kind of, I don't know what it was, but that's one of the fucking rare cases where you're like,
is he a white dude?
Shit, Doug. No, he's not a white dude.
Oh,
why would you think? Why would you think he'd be a white dude? What does that have to do with
anything? Most crazy people fucking are white, bro. Like most weirdos, they're the ones that are the most abnormal motherfuckers on the planet. Sorry, all my white folks, but it's true.
No, there's actually a joke from the King of Queens where fucking the big black dude makes a joke to Kevin James about white people being crazy.
See, such as me.
Well, Lou and Holly, they agree with me. Deke, what about you? I mean, you'd be okay letting this guy in, right?
Well, if he was a brother, I would, but not this dude. Isn't that just a form of racism? Look, I'm just looking at the facts. Black dude might steal your wallet, but the psychos and chop up families, all white boys.
Honkies, yes!
The bottom line.
Right, you ain't seen no fucking brother who's a cannibal. Fuck, you
yeah.
don't see that shit, bro.
Yeah, but no, Doug, I don't even know how we got started on that conversation about the dude mobbing up and down the street butt naked and shit.
Yeah, he's acting up. But hey, I fucking you want to hear something funny? You ever fucking when they're doing the water cooler impersonation on Covino Riff, so I was like, Johnson?
Yeah.
Oh, dude, I fucking hit Sammy at work with a Johnson. He was in the lab by himself, and I fucking walked in and I go, Johnson! And he's been saying it ever since, bro.
There's Sammy with his pen in the pad.
Hey,
trying to get his damn label off.
Bro, he's trying to fucking he's saying Johnson to everyone. So the little silly Covino Johnson quote, Sam's been saying, he was saying it all week, bro. He'd yelling, he'd open the other lab, Johnson, and he just yelling it. He yelled it so loud, bro. The boss came over and thought people were fighting.
You know what? Speaking of big cojones, they always make fun of Rich and say that he has like gigantic balls. It was his birthday this week. It was his fucking. Actually, there was a friend of mine. Actually, you know what? Fuck, I have another story real quick. Hold on. Last I heard, she was going.
Is this some more hood rat shit?
Okay, so I have a homie named. I'll call him out. A homie named Brian. Right. He was my first friend I've ever had in kindergarten. Right. Some little white guy.
Are you still friends?
And I haven't talked to him in fucking like 15 years, probably, Doug. But this dude Brian. I remember there was okay, Doug. So I remember there was a couple of, they said, okay, so this is a story that was told to me, and Brian was one of the people that told it to me, that I guess it was Brian, this dude named Eddie Berto, and some other dude like named Miguel or something. They were walking home, and they were like, hey, they're like, Brian, we all showed each other our dicks. They're like, now you have to show us yours, right? And he was like, what? And they were like, come on, don't be gay, show us your dick, right?
Isn't that kind of, wait, hold on. Don't be gay, show us your dick. Okay, sorry, just want to make sure I understood that right.
That was, all right, so that was what they said or whatever. So this dude, like a fucking dumbass, does it, and they just start laughing, right? Because they're like, what? This motherfucker thought we were serious, right? So this dude does, and they're like, he had a fucking tiny Johnson and some gigantic balls. And then so fucking so Brian even says, yeah, I have some fucking big old balls, like, and it was just so funny because he was so nonchalant about it, and it cracks me up. They always joke about Rich saying he has like these monster fucking balls. And I just, whenever they say that, I go back to my homie Brian from fucking kindergarten.
Fuck, man. And then, and then another thing I was going to say about Covino too is, did you catch the part where they're talking about he had to go get his child support adjusted, and seems like he's always dealing with fucking lawyers and bullshit? I think that's part of it too, bro.
Yeah. I couldn't stop laughing, Doug, when he had said this week, he was like, whenever Melody smiles, she looks exactly like me. And he didn't even mean it Like, he wasn't trying to be fucked up just to be fucked up. It was just funny because I'm sure it was true, but it made me laugh even more because he was cracking up as he was saying it, where he was like, whenever she smiles, she looks exactly like me. He was like, whenever she's pissed, she looks exactly like her mom.
Right.
And so it was fucking funny because I could only imagine, like, from Covino's perspective, to be like looking at her and you get those eyes where you're almost not there and you're like, can't you look exactly like your fucking mom, you know? Like,
for sure, bro.
Hey, what movie was it that where it said it's my duty to please that booty?
Oh,
I can't remember either. I wasn't trying to, like, it wasn't like a pop quiz. I couldn't remember.
Good fucking
either.
slogan though.
It's my duty to please that booty.
Yeah.
Well, no, it was funny though. One of the things that made me laugh as well during that conversation was Covino was like, if there's one good thing, because Melody was irritated with her school pictures.
Oh, yeah.
So Covino was like, if there's one thing that me and your mom did right was make you good looking. That made me laugh because I was like, fucking, hey, you know what? If that's all you can take from your fucking relationship is you have a good kid, a good looking kid, fucking, just fucking whatever, then what was, and it's in the past. But hey, if anything, you got a good kid out of it that's also good looking. So that
she's super talented with music,
her art and her singing and her everything.
Bro. So it's I just that was my thing, is I knew that obviously everything he's went through is well worth it, obviously, because he's got an awesome kid out of it who he's tight with.
One of the things that was super dope this week was that Covino actually talked about the dude that gave him a good shout out. One of the people that he used to work with. Did you hear that?
I didn't.
Okay, cool. So there was this dude by a dude named Steve Stone. I guess he's a fucking reporter or some shit or whatever. He put reading copy for Fox Sports Radio, and the name Covino pops up. He goes, I had to pause and reflect. It's been more than 20 years since our paths have crossed, and I am infinitely proud of all of your success, Steve Covino. You earned every bit of it. And Covino was saying how this really hit him because he feels like not a lot of people are ready to give people, compliments and stuff. We live in such a day and age right now where people are so negative. They're always ready to shit on somebody. And, I really think that this wasn't something that was just brought upon with this comment, because I think Covino is one of the league leaders in shouting out people and giving thanks and shit.
Absolutely.
So when I heard this, I was like, you know what? He's not somebody who just is just saying it because somebody paid him a compliment.
No.
I know people get annoyed when Covino's giving his shout outs during the day and shit. But for me, like,
who gets annoyed? People do get annoyed?
Yeah, people do get annoyed. Like, I see it on the in-show chat where people are talking shit or whatever. But for me, I'm just like,
they're just annoyed that he's shouting out. If they were shouting them out, they wouldn't fucking be annoyed, huh?
I agree.
Why don't you do some cool shit? Why don't you do some cool shit?
But that was one thing where I was like, you know what? I really think it's awesome that Covino does really fucking like Rich likes to make fun of him and shit because he goes back and he listens to the show. He makes sure he reads all the feedback and all this. But he's really good at getting back to people, actually giving shout outs, actually saying like how appreciative he is, and not to shit on Rich, because I know Rich is appreciative, but Rich gives a more Rich gives a more general, hey, thank you guys for subscribing, thank you everybody. But Covino actually
makes the connection. Covino makes those connections.
No, definitely. He's like, hey, thanks to Mark in Indiana. Like, I really appreciate when you said that.
I'm Mark in Colorado.
Whatever happened to him?
I don't know, bro. I think he had 3 too many threesomes with his fucking half fucking hard peen.
He did. See, Mark did make the transition to Patreon, but I don't know if he just fell off after like month 1 or something.
I don't know. Maybe he just hasn't called or something. I don't know.
Because he was, I think, their first call, if I'm not mistaken, or one of their first calls.
Oh, yeah. The first week he was on there for sure.
Yeah.
Right?
So I'm trying to think of, I wonder what could have happened where we need to start a search team. Fuck the Gabby Petito boyfriend. Let's look for Mark in Colorado. Where's Dog the Bounty Hunter when fucking Mark in Colorado is missing? You know what I'm saying?
I'm gonna send Dog a DM. Say, hey man, after you're done with this laundry search, we gotta find Mark in Colorado.
Get your 5'7" ass off of the fucking potato case and go look for Mark in Colorado. That's my biggest thing, Doug.
Bring your fucking 40-year-old mullet to Colorado and find Mark.
Doug, my favorite thing about Dog the Bounty Hunter is, and this is something that I've heard for years.
Chameleon, not a dog. He looks like a lizard. I'm just saying.
Doug, I
want to make a wallet out of Dog the Bounty Hunter because his skin looks so leathery.
If I'm not mistaken, Doug, fucking Dog the Bounty Hunter is from fucking Colorado, and he moves to Hawaii.
You should know where Mark's at.
Fucking mind blown, Doug.
Dude, he is Mark in Colorado.
I was gonna say that. That's why we haven't seen Mark. He's been gone because he's been on the case.
He's been on the hunt, bro. He's been looking.
Dog, you know what? That's a fucking theory I'm gonna bring to the Carl pages. Is that Mark in Colorado is Dog the Bounty Hunter? That's where he's fucking been.
Damn.
We got it.
But back to that Covino though. Covino, he gives the Gary V treatment. You know when Gary V, I don't know how much you listen to Gary V or you don't.
Oh, I listen to Gary V often. I'm actually all caught up right now.
He talks about having the connection between the product and the customer. There's a connection. There's a service level. There's a type of passion that lets the consumer know that the provider actually gives a shit. And I think that's the element that Covino brings. You know, like I love what Rich does, and obviously it's the Covino and Rich show. And even though I can smell Spot all the way over here in Fresno, and I know Carlos and Hanford can probably get a whiff of them too, he brings something to the show. It's not freshness, but he's the actual producer. And I love Spot, and I love Rich, and I love the roles that they play, and they complete the show. Mm-hmm. However, Covino he's that connection. I think he goes out of his way to let people know they're appreciated more than the other two.
Well, think about it. Think about Covino and you as somebody in the fucking customer service industry, right? You're not trying to get them to buy a fucking box of fucking cornflakes, right? You're getting them to
buy 1,000 boxes of cornflakes over
throughout their life, right? Exactly. Mm-hmm. And not only do you want them, you want their kids to become a fucking cornflakes family. You want their kids to become a cornflakes family. You want I do their not cousins.
Want their therapy dog peeing on my bakery table though.
But you know what I'm saying is that, yes. And Doug, when I look at it, I think of Covino and Rich, and I think of the product that, you know, the relationships that they've built with listeners and stuff, and I think about myself, Doug, and the people that I've gotten to listen to Covino and Rich. I'm thinking, like, right off the top of my head, like my sister, she's been listening to close to 10 years as well. One of my best friends, Louise, been listening for close to 10 years. My homie Johnny's been listening for like fucking 6 years. Fucking my buddy Ralph knows of Covino and Rich and listens to them from time to time. My fucking homie Chris, a buddy Exifer.
Oh yeah, all my homies know. You've been in my car. If you've been in my car and I go out of town often, whether it's for business or for pleasure, if motherfucker you've been in my car and we went out of town somewhere, you've heard you some Covino and Rich.
And that's the thing is, Doug, they make that connection. They make you, and they've said it. These aren't like fans of the show; they're friends of the show, right?
Right.
And definitely. They make that connection where you do want to fucking root for these dudes. You want them to fucking to succeed. You know, you want them to fucking to be the biggest thing ever because they make those connections, and I think that's the biggest thing is like, Doug, like I don't give a fuck about fucking Howard Stern or fucking any of these other people because they don't give a fuck about me.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You think of like Covino and Rich, you know these are your fucking dogs, and you're gonna ride with them till the fucking end of time.
For sure.
You know?
And not only that, they make themselves accessible too. And you know, part of the reason I've listened all these years is because I've always been able to call in. You know, I was able to call in 2006 and 2008, and you know, and sometimes you wait 45 minutes or an hour, or you have to wait for a long time. But if you really have something to say, you can probably get in that day. And they take fans, and not fans, but listeners. They take calls, and they are super interactive. I just think in today's world with social media, Covino's the one that reaches out and kind of bridges the gap because, you know, Rich will throw a heart at you or something if you like something or comment, but he's not going to send you even a line for the most part. You know what I'm saying? And Covino does.
Yeah. Yeah.
I like his shout outs. I don't care. You know what? Like I said, I got a theory. It's probably because the people who are complaining aren't getting shouted out. Because if they were, they wouldn't be fucking complaining. So get more interactive on the show. That's where, you know, and that's not even a shit talk. My challenge to them would be get more interactive, bring more to the show, get your name out there, make some call-ins. You know what I'm saying? Become part of the show. You have the opportunity, just as you do to type in the fucking chat box during the live fucking chat, as you do to call in the show, as you do to leave a comment on the page. So just become more part of the show so we can all get to know you too.
Yeah, no, and you know what? That's another thing I think that Covino and Rich are so dope at, about like bringing people together. As far as like, most people don't make friends as an adult, right? And I feel
friend listeners of a radio show either.
You know,
you like Howard Stern? I like Howard Stern. You want to go get a beer? I like to drink beer. Let's go hang out. Oh, you got a wife? I got a wife. Let's all listen to Howard Stern. It don't happen, bro.
It doesn't. And see, and that's where I'm saying, like, it's so crazy that they bring. I mean, how many fucking connections have we seen as far as like friendships? How many relationships have been started because of Covino and Rich, you know? Right. How many times have fucking have we heard of Rocket Dog and Mauser fucking bumping uglies, you know? It's just it's crazy how the amount of people that have come together because of these dudes, and it's something that I feel like that's one of the reasons why I feel like them as a show are so fucking underrated.
Hey, whatever happened to Eddie, your DJ?
He's still around.
Is he?
Yeah, he's still around, Doug. I fucking I actually I'm shouting out you because I know I think Eddie might be a fan of you because I remember
shout out Eddie your DJ. Shout out Eddie your DJ. Well, see, house.
I know Eddie your DJ wasn't a fan of my homie Johnny because Johnny was very opinionated and would talk shit and he didn't give a fuck and you know, and for me, I try to be a little more civil, even if I'm not agreeing with somebody online. I'm like, it's fucking social media. Come on, now. Who gives a fuck? Yeah. But Johnny, he couldn't do. I remember one time I had a conversation with him. And I'm like, Dog, why do you give a fuck? And he was like, I'm sorry, bro. I can't fucking help it. He was like, I just fucking see something. He's like, and I'm like, I'm not gonna say shit. He's like, and then I can't help it, and I have to say something. Well, that was one of the things I remember. Eddie, your DJ, and him butted heads a lot. But it's funny because I started a page on Facebook, a group called Friends of the After Show But Later. Okay. And Eddie, your DJ, was one of the very first people to join and comment on it and make a post. And so I don't know. I think Al Kakui maybe have brought fucking Eddie, your DJ, our way. So right I see Eddie, your DJ. You know, one of the things that people have a gripe with him is he's usually holier than fucking Jesus Christ himself, but I haven't seen that a whole lot lately. He's been a lot more chill, so I don't know.
I don't care who he prays to at night, bro, as long as he's a fan of the show.
Yeah,
I don't care. He can be as holy as he wants to be. It's all good. Don't worry about that.
Yeah, but
especially if you know my mom. Especially if you know my mom, bro. I've been raised around that my whole life. It definitely don't offend me. So yeah, Eddie, your DJ, shout out. Sweet, man.
Shout out to Eddie, your DJ. Jesus Cristo. Jesus
you know what?
Christ,
I do know.
Santo.
Baby Chewy. I do know that we do got some Carls have been following me lately, bro. I've seen some requests for some names that look kind of familiar.
Really? I had somebody the other day as well. I didn't know who the fuck he was, but I went to mutual friends and it was like Christian Storage, fucking Rich Davis, you know, Steve Covino. And so I was like, oh, there are Carls. So I think that's the easiest way to fucking creep on my Facebook if you want. To fucking send me a friend request from like a fake account. Just add Covino, Rich, and Spot and a couple of the Carls first, and then I'm like, oh, it's a Carl, and I just add them. You know?
And then you're sending money to the Middle East or what? As long as
they're friends with Covino. The next thing you know, I'm trying to fucking support this prince from fucking Uganda, and oh man, I don't know if you could do that accent these days.
You might want to cut that out.
Nah. Dog, I was gonna highly edit this show, but I don't have time this week, so it's just gonna have to be raw. And if it's kind of boring, then it's kind of boring, and whatever, So fuck it. I mean, get through it as long as we put out content. That I honestly considered not doing a show this week because I've been so fucking busy. But I was like, no, Doug, we'll send it out. We'll send it raw, no edits, no fucking bells and whistles, and just.
You know what though, bro? The ABSL compas, they won't care.
They won't. And yeah, man, I want to shout out a couple fucking people. I know I'm Key had a good time the last time we chilled. I know buzzed. Mike Durbin, Doug. Mike Durbin had fucking he got himself a new microphone.
Yeah, I did too, thanks to a special fucking box that you sent me, bro. Pure romance.
Oh yeah,
gave it a little microphone. I thought it was gonna be a fucking sex toy, and out popped a Shure mic.
Is that why that microphone has a little duty on the end? You're like, oh fuck, this wasn't a fucking. There was no start button on this shit.
It got an alcohol spritzing.
Fuck. Oh, you know what?
Shout out Mike Durbin.
Doug, I must have had a little cut on my asshole and didn't even know, Doug. All right, so I was trying to rub some fucking like lotion and shit on my ass, and I was like out the shower trying to get all fresh, and I was like, I saw some shit that my girl had, but it was like body spray. And I was like, oh, let me spray that in my ass, right? Sprayed it and fucking...
Bro! You would have upped the rating on this fucking episode.
So, yeah, that shit burned like a motherfucker. I was like, as soon as it hit, I was like, I looked like fucking Home Alone.
I bet.
And I was like, fuck. I was like, all right, well, I guess I fucking might have cut my ass with one of those sharp-ass shits I'm taking because that shit burned like a motherfucker, dog.
What the fuck, you eating metal?
I chomp on razor blades, dog, and glass.
Snacking on thumbtacks or what, bro?
Oh, you know what? Speaking of thumbtacks, Doug, I fucking those like little push pin fucking things, whatever.
Yeah.
I didn't realize there was one in a box, and I reached in to grab a gang of shit out of it, and when I went like this, dog, the push pin was literally like this, right? It was like sticking out like this, and my finger went like all the way in.
Ooh.
And I was I fucking pulled it out. I pulled off the fucking little thing. Dog, it was so fucking deep. It bled for like a half hour last night.
I bet.
That was a fucking bitch.
Fuck.
But
shout out Tito and E. That's Wild Podcast.
Oh, I forgot. I talked to E this last week. He wants to do a show this coming week with us, and I told him I was moving and shit, so it might not be good this week. But maybe this coming Friday, maybe we could do a show with them.
Down.
They definitely
love hanging out with those guys.
They wanted to do a show, so I think we could knock out two birds with one stone. We'll fucking simulcast it, right? So we'll have it on their show, and we'll be able to play it on ours as well because it's gonna be a good time. I know. So shout out to E and fucking Tito. That's Wild Podcast. Go check them out. There's some funny dudes. I like them.
9 Clouds Up.
Oh, you got it, Doug.
9 Clouds Up. Give him a little promo plug right there. But yeah, the shout out Stick Man. I know he's a listener every week. Shout out Gunner, Tip Diggity Dog, Bobby. All the usuals, man. Funky Monkey.
There was something about Funky Monkey.
Carlito and Hanford.
Oh, you know what? Funky Monkey, her fucking husband, did he? Oh no, I don't think you've seen, but recently, Doug, I think he was in somewhat of a little motorcycle accident. He's fine, but I think some old motherfuckers cut him off on like the freeway or something, and
oh shit,
and yeah, he had a bit of a fucking
Monkey family.
Yeah, so fucking so Mr. Funky, I guess, got a little banged up, but apparently he's okay.
Right on.
So yeah, fucking that sucks, man. I know he I think if I remember the story correctly, he was following Funky Monkey and their girls, right? So he was on the motorcycle, they were in the vehicle.
Right.
And then I guess somebody like cut him off or something, and when she looked back, he was like had like crashed or some shit or something. I don't know.
That must be fucking scary, bro.
So yeah, can you imagine for her with the kids? And like, oh fuck. So yeah, shout out to the Funkies, and we hope that they're doing all right.
We need an update in about a month or two to see if she lets him get back on the bike.
Yeah. I think she will, because I could probably creep her fucking her social right now and give you an update, but I don't feel like it. So, but shout out to the Monkey family, the Funkies, and fucking all of them. We hope they're doing all right.
Yes.
And what I know you said you had a couple more points. What you got for me?
Were they talking about fucking road trip, bro? Did you catch that? It might have been the week before last, but about the road trip.
About doing a road trip?
Yeah. Did I hear something wrong?
No. You caught that. I remember them. They mentioned something as well because they were like, we don't have the big company behind us anymore, but they said they were so interested in it.
Well, fuck, they got to GoFund Steve. Let's just use some of those fucking funds. Remember when we had to GoFund Steve?
You know, oh yeah, and you know what? It's still my life's mission
to find on a GoFundMe to fucking I'll get some listeners. Fucking recruit some Carls, bro. Everyone kick in like $50 and fucking meet them somewhere or something.
Yeah, no, Doug. And see that's the thing is that I don't want like a road trip, Doug. I want them to meet in like fucking Vegas or somewhere, Doug, to where we can come from all over the place. Because Doug, like when they came to Scottsdale, it was cool, but it was like cold beers and burgers or some shit, right? So we go. It was cool. I got to meet a couple of people, a couple of Carls, but they were all like Scottsdale Carls, right?
Fucking snarls because they're snooty Carls.
Well,
fucking
what
snarls
the Scottsdale ones or what?
I don't know. They're just some snooty Carls out there, bro. They're not even Carls. They're fucking snarls.
But see, the thing is, like if we're going to San Diego or fucking whatever, like I feel like if it's a destination like Vegas or something, I feel like people will come from all over to go chill.
Yeah.
So I think it would be less.
Be a whole lot of fuckery. They have a fucking meeting in Vegas. I'll tell you that.
I think it would be a lot less expensive if I'm not mistaken. Rather than doing like a trip where they're traveling and shit and having to book like a gang of bars or restaurants, like I just feel like having one central, basically like a mini Covino and Rich convention type of thing, you know?
Yeah, just a night. Just have them fucking set up at some fucking, I don't know. I don't even have to be like MGM. You could even do like just a bar that's on Fremont Street or some bullshit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I think that would be kind of dope.
Fuck yeah! Then they can see Kukui and his fucking get off. I'll be in my mode, bro. At that one, I'll be getting keyed, fucking hanging out, chopping it up.
Oh, you know what? There's a couple of things that I have as far as things that irritate me about people from the East Coast, and I haven't heard Covino say it. So I the last time it really stuck out to me was when Rich said it. Was they always say, Doug, and I don't know if this is the proper way to say it, but regardless, I don't like the way it sounds.
What's that?
You know, like if I tell you, I've been a fan of basketball since I was 10 years old, right? Just as a statement. People from the East Coast will say, I've been a fan of basketball since I'm 10 years old. And I've heard Howard Stern do it. That was the first time where it stood out to me.
I've never been a big fan of Howard Stern, but I loved his movie, Private Parts. That was dope. But he just always had a weird sense of humor that, I don't know, people in my neighborhood got picked on for acting all weird and goofy like that. So it was just never, and that's not his fault, but because of that, it just was never appealing to me. He was just, and then he got like cocky because he was popular. It's like, no, bro, you're still the same dork from fucking 30 years ago. Yeah. You just fucking people jock your shit because you're powerful. But that's really no different than Harvey Weinstein. You know what I'm saying? He's perverted like that. You know, he railed a bunch of chicks like that. And I don't know. Yeah. He was never really my dude. Like I
gotta be honest, I have a different opinion because I was at one point a really huge Howard fan, and he was actually the reason why I started listening to Covino and Rich. Actually, Artie Lang and Joe Buck are the reason why I started listening to Howard Stern, which I started listening to Covino and Rich because of Howard Stern. And if you want to take it full back, I started listening to all of that because of my homie Luis. Because back in like 2011,
right,
I believe, 2010 or 2011, my homie Luis, he's like, dude, you got to check out this clip. And it was...
I got on TMZ, my favorite website.
Joe, TMZ is your favorite website? I thought, what's your second, suckingcock.com?
Give it up! Give it up! Yeah!
I'm on TMZ constantly. Did you see what Angelina was wearing today? What the fuck? How about going to a sports website, for Christ's sake?
Jason, would you like to follow that?
So from there, I started listening to Howard Stern because Artie Lang was still on the show at the time. And then, fucking the dominoes started hitting each domino, and we're here doing the after show, but later. So
right. Now, I never really fucked with it. And I had a buddy that used to listen to Ellis, and I listened to him for a little bit. Like, some of his stuff was all right, but then he was kind of weird too. So he started talking about like weird stuff. So then I kind of tuned out of that one. And I'll be honest, bro, Covino and Rich are the reason I listened to Covino and Rich. I don't know. I had Sirius XM because I traveled all the time. I didn't have Sirius, or did I? Or XM radio. I don't fucking remember, bro. But I used to travel all the time. So I remember I started with XM, and then I went to Sirius. And then because Sirius had the football games. That's what it was. They had NFL, right? Didn't they have NFL the whole time?
I don't know, dog. I didn't jump on until 2011. Roughly.
I just know I used to drive all the time, and satellite radio, the channels never changed. And so I seen the Maxim channel, and then that's it, dude. I stumbled on what the fuck's this shit all about, right? Because I'm Cochino. I'd already listened to Playboy and fucking all the other bullshit. So I was like, what's this fucking Maxim channel all about? And bro, I don't know. Like I said before, I think I've said it on the show. I kind of like the whole lineup, but they were the best show. So when they canceled the channel and they're the only ones that survived, I was like, oh, well, at least I got Covino and Rich. You know what I mean? Like, at least they didn't get rid of the best show on the channel. And that's it. And I think I like them because I relate to them. You know what I'm saying? Like, even though, with Rich and his PB&J till he was 30, and there's a lot of ways I'm so different, but there's a lot of ways that I can just relate where I'm like, yeah, I do that too. Or yeah, I can dig that, the sports. And I don't know, man. And then so, I don't know. That's the only real talk show I've ever really listened to for the most part.
It was funny because back in the Fear Factor days, I never forget, there was a skinny black dude, right? And it was one of those challenges where they had them lay in like basically a big fucking Tupperware box, right?
Right.
And they would dump like gallons of fucking cockroaches on them, right? It was and I remember this black dude, he wasn't going yet, right? He was like up fucking next or whatever, and he was losing his shit, dog. And he was like, man, he's like, this isn't what I signed up for. He goes, I thought I was gonna come on here to eat monkey nuts or something. And that was like one of my favorite quotes from Fear Factor of all time, because it's so funny because like you can kind of in my mind, I don't know if it's because like bugs and shit like that kind of gross me out. But it's just, I would much rather eat the monkey nuts too than fucking sit in there. I was just gonna ask
you that. What would you do? Get in with the cockroaches or eat the balls?
Fuck no, dog. I would eat the monkey nuts, dog. Just even like, I probably would, dog. I don't give a fuck. I do not like fucking insects like that, dog. Then I start thinking like, even if you have like the little earplugs and the nose plugs and shit, in my mind they're gonna
crawl up your dick.
Filling their little fucking tiny ass little hair.
What if you had a suit? Thickness. What if you had like a suit where you were protected?
If I had a suit and a mask, because I don't want them crawling on my face.
What if they got in the suit though? You thought you were protected and then you got fucked.
Oh, see, now you're fucking me up. Now I'm all kinds of fucked up, because that would be one of my fears. Would be to be like, oh, you know what? They wrap duct tape around the edges of the suit, so they can't get in. And then, dog, you're just right there and you feel one of them inside of the suit.
And then you feel 1,000.
Oh, see, that's not my shit. That's not my fucking vibe, dog. Give me fucking monkey nuts to fucking and a fork and a spoon. But I don't know if I could do the fucking insects and shit like that.
No.
Not my fucking steez, dog. Not at all.
No, I don't think so neither. Although they have a spot at Pismo Beach, and they sell like they sell fucking fried like fucking bugs and shit, and they put like the worm inside the middle of it.
Bugs and shit?
But no, they sell bugs. They'll sell like crickets with seasoning on them, or they got like these lollipops with fucking like the worm in the middle and you can see the shit.
I was gonna ask you about that, Doug. Was that like a big 90s thing? Because do you remember like the lollipops like that would have like a fucking scorpion in them and shit like that?
Yep. Fuck yeah, I've eaten a couple.
That's crazy. I completely forgot about those. Like that was. I remember when we were kids, Doug. That was one of the fucking biggest things ever.
whenever I would drive to TJ or Ensenada, that was one of my big deals where I would buy the Casano Rojo, and it was the little shot glasses, and each one had its own worm.
Oh, really?
It was a shot of tequila, little shot, and each one had its own worm. So then we were all fucked up. We fucking, hey, bro, you want to drink the worm? And then that way everyone could drink the worm because they all came with the worm.
And the worm, forgive my ignorance, but the worm is what fucks you up, right? And sends you into another dimension?
I didn't go in another dimension, but it definitely fucking kicks it up a notch, like Emeril Lagasse would say.
Oh, you know what, Doug? I have one story before we fucking dip.
See, bro, you're always doing that. You're saying you don't want to dip, and then fucking here we go.
Well, Doug, it's because we've been going for a minute, and I have so much to fucking do. But I have one story. I have to. We can't, Doug. We can't go a full episode without some hood rat shit.
Nope.
We can't go a full episode.
Shout out Cavino.
We can't go a full episode without some hood rat shit. So, Doug, you want to hear the craziest shit? Let me fucking let me look for my text. My homie hit me up yesterday, Doug, and he said that fucking a homie of his, he was like, dude, I forgot to fucking tell you. He's like, one of my homies fucking hung himself.
Oh.
And I was like, are you fucking serious? And he was like, yeah. He was like, watch, what did he say? He said, I had a guy that's real close to him tell me that he hung himself. And so he sent me one of those audio messages, where you could fucking talk or whatever. And he said that
hanging himself, was it?
No.
Okay.
My homie sent me an audio message where he was telling me some of this
real
shit.
Hood rat shit.
No, so he said that fucking I guess he had like a voicemail or something from this dude where he was like he told him to hit him up or some shit, right? So my homie said he hit him up later and he was like, hey, I'm busy right now or some shit. Oh yeah, so this dude said, hey, he goes, he said, call me. Gracias, right? And then my homie said, yeah, I'll give you a call later today, brother, for sure. Right? 6 hours later, he found out that dude hung himself.
Oh.
So he screenshot his text with that dude and he sent it to me and I was just like, fuck, dog, that's fucking nuts. Does
he feel guilty for not calling?
No, you know what it does remind me of? I don't know. I mean, he might, but it reminds me of there's a story of fucking Donnie and Marie. All right, Marie Osmond. You know Donnie and Marie, right?
Yep.
Well, Marie Osmond. Did you ever hear the story about her son committing suicide?
Mm-hmm.
About her missing his call?
No, I didn't hear the detail, but I know she lost a son to suicide.
Well, he fucking, dog, this is like one of like the fucking most fucked up shits you could ever have as like a parent. Well, her she was about to go perform. And I guess she was like all mic'd up and shit. They have those little Britney Spears mics and the inner ears and all that shit. Well, I guess her son was calling.
Right.
And she looked and she was like, I'll call him back after the show because she was right about to go on. After the show, dog, he had committed suicide.
Oh, that's dirty.
That's some fucked up shit, huh? So I hate to end the show on a swoop fucking shit like that, but yeah.
Dirty vato.
Yeah, so fucking my bad. So
you know what I wanted to try to do though? I was trying to fucking unveil my Cavino Rich hoodie, bro. I got my hoodie on the way. Trying to sport my shit on our show to give them a little love since Cavino's always showing us love. That damn thing ain't showed up yet, bro. I'm disappointed.
Oh no. I you know what? I am guilty of not getting some Cavino and Rich merch just yet. So I want to get a slightly vato shirt because in my mind I am like as vato as the next dude, but everybody that I fucking know, they laugh at that because I'm like the whitest fucking vato they know. But to me, dog, I'm fucking like, I want to sport it like to work and shit and be like, hey, like before I throw on like my actual work clothes, be like, look at my fucking slightly vato shirt. I just want to see people's reaction,
Yeah, fuck yeah. Hey, did you see that Rich got that fucking, someone sent him a fucking Blue Jazz fucking IKEA mug?
Oh yeah, that was dope. That's super dope.
Great. Shout out to
and it even had little fucking jizz fucking falling down. Did you see it?
I didn't. Well, I was listening, so I wasn't on my. I paid for tier 2, but I was on like tier 1.
Yeah. No, they had it was a Blue Jazz mug and it said, I think it said like Rich or something, right? But at the end of the letters, it looked like, how when you draw like a teardrop?
Uh-huh.
It was like jizz, like it was like teardrops like falling down. It was fucking awesome. So whoever made that, shout out to them.
You think he ever regrets telling that story?
No. Rich don't give a fuck, dog.
No
He's
shame.
Just like, no shame, Rich. But yeah, man. After show, but later.
One more shout out. Who was the dude on the Lompoc? I need to shout him out.
Michael Miggs.
Shout out Michael Miggs. Shout out Lompoc.
Michael Miggs is actually the one who gave Covino the sad Vato fucking shirt.
I know. I heard him getting shouted out that day.
So yeah. So shout out to Michael Miggs and fucking the Funky Monkeys, the Alejandros. Let me see the other people that I have. The many shout outs. Let me see. Oh, shout out to the fucking homie Green Optimist. I was talking to him this week, and dude just fucking had a birthday. So shout out to Green Optimist.
Happy birthday
to his son Jackson. Jackson's the littlest homie that listens to the after show, but later.
Action Jackson.
After show, but later. It's your boys D. Barefinger Boys, Barefinger Baron. Shout out to all the homies.
Shout out Barefinger Barons.
So that's what's up. We'll see you guys in episode number 96.
On the road to the riches, cause it's all about the paper. Now buckle up your seats and prepare for the journey. Let the music ease your soul, grab a spliff and start burning. Relax with us and take a trip to the heavens. And come and spend a day in the 757. Yeah.